of film kicks off in a Florida nation jail with a guy named Fitzroy. He's got a venture to interrupt out a prisoner named Six. The catch: Six has to enroll in the CIA and work for Fitzroy's enterprise as soon as he's a unfastened man. Fast forward 18 years, and Six is now part of an elite GIA unit referred to as Sierra. Teamed up along with his companion, Agent Miranda, they're dispatched on a wild undertaking in Bangkok to take down a dangerous chance. As Six gets his trusty gun prepared, Danny Carmichael, the large boss of CIA operations, fills him in on the details. It seems the goal thereafter has been spilling a few pinnacle secret info that would place national protection at hazard. Six closes in on the goal named Dining, ready to take him out. But keep on, there may be a child close by. Even though Carmichael barks orders to finish the activity, Six can't undergo with it. He tricks Carmichael, saying his gun jammed, and then hits the emergency alarm. Pandemonium breaks out, and Six takes on the dining protection guards in an epic combat. After an excessive struggle, he finally catches up with the target, who famous a stunning reality. He became once an operative similar to Six, known as Sierra 4, and just like that, Six takes him down. But wait, there may be greater. With his remaining breath, Sierra 4 spills the beans. He was recruited by way of Fitzroy, too, and warns Six that Carmichael is awful news. He palms over a necklace containing a tough force, urging him to apply it to reveal Carmichael. With that, Sierra 4 breathes his remaining breath. Six walks away, leaving the body to Miranda. After looking Sierra 4's body, Carmichael learns the difficult force is not there. Clearly frustrated, he calls Six for a standing file. He even asks if he took whatever from the frame, but Six plays it cool and denies it. He makes his way to a gaming-like middle and realizes the hard force is encrypted. However, he desires to crack it open. So he makes a decision and hand it off to a stranger to supply it to a place where it may be decrypted. In Baku, Azerbaijan, Six contacts the retired Fitzroy, sharing his worries approximately Carmichael's movements and the order to execute a Sierra member. Fitzroy, alarmed by this information, asks for his vicinity and promises to ship a neighborhood extraction group to make sure his protection. Six famous to Fitzroy that earlier than Sierra 4 died. He exceeded over a difficult pressure containing statistics that would reveal Carmichael's misdeeds. Fitzroy then instructs him to move to an airfield in Chiang Mai, where the extraction crew might be ready to assist him. As the plot thickens, Carmichael confides in Suzanne, a fellow CIA agent, that Six is aware of the area of the power and has refused to disclose it. He informs Suzanne that it's time to usher in a specialist to deal with him. The scene shifts to introduce Lloyd, who's painted as a real psychopath who enjoys torturing his captives. Lloyd gets a name from Carmichael, who gives him his undertaking. Find and cast off Sierra 6, who possesses touchy records that could land all of them in warm water. He orders Lloyd to retrieve the drive in any respect charges, and Lloyd requests Fitzroy's documents to capture someone close to him. The idea is that the risk to a cherished one may compel Fitzroy to spill critical data, approximately 6. Carmichael then provides that Suzanne will help Lloyd in the venture. Even although Suzanne is hesitant, she has reservations about Carmichael's strategies and isn't always certain they are going approximately matters the proper manner. The story moves to Chiang Mai, the extraction website, in which Six is prepared to depart Bangkok with the neighborhood team sent through Fitzroy. Meanwhile, Agent Miranda, en direction to a project in Singapore, gets a name from Carmichael teaching her to satisfy him in Berlin. The plot thickens, whilst Lloyd pays Fitzroy an unexpected visit for the duration of a funeral. Lloyd troubles a chilling threat: surrender Six's area or his niece dies. Lloyd famous he's already kidnapped Fitzroy's niece, having located her through his non-public files. He insists that giving up Six's location is the handiest way for him to resolve this risky state of affairs. During the transportation of Six, the neighborhood group receives a startling call from Fitzroy. He orders them to dispose of Six, but quietly. The leader of the extraction group communicates the order to his crew. However, Six, who was slumbering, senses the risk and fights again. The warfare that ensues wreaks havoc at the plane, with elements tearing apart as the war intensifies. Six manages to seize a parachute, but one of the neighborhood group's safety wrestles it from him. In a determined pass, Six jumps with a soldier and lands on his parachute, coping with to strangle the soldier mid-air. As he plunges toward the ground, Six is alone and on the run, with enemies in every path. After touchdown in Turkey, Six contacts Fitzroy to update him approximately the plane combat and the attempted hit on him. Fitzroy explains that they have his niece, Claire, and that is why he ordered Six's termination. Suddenly, Lloyd interrupts the decision. Stressful Six to return the asset. He defiantly refuses Maine Fitzroy to taunt him. Lloyd ominously warns Six that an elite crew, referred to as the Great 18, is on his tail and there may be nowhere he can run. The narrative then flashes back to London, years earlier. Fitzroy calls Six in for an assembly and introduces his niece, Claire, who has been education underneath Margaret's guidance. Fitzroy warns Six approximately the numerous enemies he has due to his line of labor. Margaret exhibits that a person in D.C. accidentally leaked Fitzroy's Hong Kong cope with wherein Claire is living. With Fitzroy embarking on a venture to Brazil and Carmichael refusing to provide safety, it falls to Six to defend Claire. Fitzroy also says that Claire was born with a heart situation and has a pacemaker. The narrative continues as Six is delivered to Claire. Their bond starts to evolve to shape, marked via small moments like her taking an image of him. However, their newfound peace is shattered whilst Claire falls, screaming in ache. Six rushes her to the medical institution, wherein they discover a programming glitch in her pacemaker. Fortunately, they're able to fix it and now can display her pacemaker remotely. At home, Six notices the cameras are off and finds an intruder lurking. A fight ensues with Six overpowering the undesirable guest. The noise attracts Claire out of her room, but he quickly reassures her, telling her the whole thing is very well. Back within the modern day, Six seeks out a touch who can provide him with a new passport and identification. The guy instructs Six to freshen up for the passport photograph. While cleansing up, Six is hit with reminiscences of his father, treating him poorly inside the beyond. Once Six is cleaned up, he's surpassed an Ecuadorian passport. The man directs him to a platform for the photo, but as he starts taking pictures, he triggers a button that opens the platform, sending Six tumbling right into a dry properly. The man reveals that there is a hefty bounty on Six's head. In a determined try to break out, 6X fires on the glass above, but it is bulletproof. Trapped, 6X must figure out his next move, as the man who turned into supposed to assist him will become yet another adversary. In Berlin at the CIA station, Agent Miranda reveals herself below intense questioning from Carl. He warns her that any understanding she might have of Six's whereabouts or the region of the pressure ought to cause immeasurable outcomes. Carmichael stalks that they've had no intel on Six for the last many years and that he is the last Sierra operative. Just then, Carmichael receives a message on his cell phone with the region wherein Six has been captured. Agent Miranda, quick and observant, manages to study the message as it's reflected in his glasses. News of Six's capture reaches Lloyd, adding another twist to this high-stakes game of cat and mouse. While all this unfolds, Six is busy concocting his breakout plan. He bursts open all of the pipes to flood the nicely. Before lengthy, Lloyd and his guys arrive on the location. The man who had captured Six looking for his reward is met with a bullet alternatively. Lloyd orders his guys to go looking the location. As they method the nicely, Six manages to interrupt the bulletproof glass with the pressure of the water. A heated combat breaks out with Lloyd's guys. However, Six receives cornered with the aid of Lloyd himself. In the midst of their disagreement, he tosses a grenade, forcing all people to scatter for canopy. As he tries to break out, Lloyd catches up with him once more. However, Agent Miranda involves Six's resource, taking pictures Lloyd with a tranquilizer dart. She orders Six to get into the trunk of her vehicle. However, whilst he refuses, she shoots him inside the leg with another tranquilizer. The narrative then takes us to a castle in Croatia, where Lloyd has brought Fitzroy and his niece. Upon arrival, Suzanne confronts him, expressing her displeasure over the kidnappings. Lloyd but is aggravated by her concerns. Frustrated, he retorts that he's her nice shot at retrieving the force, and the advantage lies in his refusal to play by means of the rules. Cut to Agent Miranda and Six. She famous her latest pull from subject responsibility and makes it clean that Six goes to help repair her recognition. She probes him approximately his robbery from the employer. He discloses that Sierra 4 had entrusted him with an encrypted force just earlier than his death. Unable to crack it open, he had dispatched it over to the UK agency chief, Margaret Cahill, who resides in Prague, for decryption. At the equal time, Lloyd learns about the package 6X had dispatched to Prague for the duration of the Bangkok operation. Wanting solutions, he accommodations to brutal strategies, torturing Fitzroy for facts. After a ruthless consultation involving nail plucking, Fitzroy ultimately breaks his silence. Next, Agent Miranda and Six visit Margaret in Prague. She exhibits that the power contains all of Carmichael's grimy secrets, his tortures, assassinations, explaining why Six has a target on his again. She instructs them to copy the documents and leak them to the clicking. In a beneficent pass, she offers them her bulletproof car. However, the assembly is interrupted while Lloyd's men typhoon Margaret's location, unleashing a hailstorm of bullets, all beneath the watchful eyes of Lloyd, who's lower back in Croatia. Amidst the chaos, Margaret courses Six to a hidden basement breakout path, but she locks herself out. Six pleads together with her to open the door, however she stands her ground. In a selfless act of sacrifice, she detonates the complete apartment, taking Lloyd's guys together with her. After the explosion, the police arrive at the scene. They try to arrest Six, but he fights returned and makes a run for it, instigating an excessive pace chase. The pursuit ends when Six crashes, leading the police to handcuff him to a bench in a city rectangular. As Lloyd's Alpha team converges at the region, Six tries to warn the officials to clean the vicinity, however they don't pay attention. In a determined try to clear the crowd, Six fires a gun into the air, inflicting panic and chaos. This triggers a firefight between the police and the Alpha team, resulting in heavy casualties the various officers. As the struggle intensifies, Six takes cover. The situation escalates with the arrival of a SWAT team armed with system guns. They begin firing at Lloyd's men, prompting Lloyd to send inside the Bravo team to deal with the cops. The SWAT crew responds with a heavy barrage of gunfire in opposition to the Bravo team, making it not possible for them to get to Six. Amidst the chaos, Six manages to grab a gun and fires back on the Alpha team. After a fierce trade of gunfire, Six manages to break loose from the handcuffs and boards, a shifting train, narrowly escaping the intense battlefield. The chase escalates as Lloyd's guys comply with Six onto the Educate, dropping rain bullets. Miraculously, Agent Miranda arrives in Margaret's bulletproof automobile to rescue Six. However, their escape is not noted as city police supply chase, sparking a chaotic pursuit across the metropolis. In the midst of this bedlam, the Educate sporting Six crashes. Seeing his risk, Six leaps from the wreck into Miranda's dashing automobile, narrowly escaping capture. After the dust settles, Lloyd is knowledgeable of the failure of his crew. With restricted alternatives left, he orders another agent, Avik Sand, to song and retrieve the hard drive. The story keeps with Six and Miranda heading to Claire's hospital to pinpoint her place, hoping to orchestrate a rescue. They manipulate to relax a medical institution swipe card, which they use to trace Claire. But their plan is interrupted through Avik, who demands the drive. Upon their refusal, Avik ruthlessly overpowers them, confiscating the power. With Six significantly injured from the war of words, they retreat to a safe region for him to acquire remedy. As he has a tendency to his wounds, Miranda inquires about his past, especially his imprisonment. He reveals that his father became an oppressive discern, fixated on molding him and his brother into his image. The abuse escalated to a point in which 6X took his father's lifestyles, landing him in jail. It wasn't till Fitzroy observed him that he was offered a manner out. The narrative unfolds as Avik fingers over the coveted drive to Lloyd, finishing his challenge. Meanwhile, 6X and Miranda make their manner to the fortress in which Fitzroy and Claire are held captive. They manage to ambush some guards, obtaining heavy-duty weaponry within the method. Miranda, armed with an RPG, commences her attack, inflicting chaos and destruction, even as Six infiltrates the fort to rescue Fitzroy and Claire. In the midst of the pandemonium, Avik retrieves the fallen drive. Despite their valiant efforts, Six and Fitzroy locate themselves pursued by using Lloyd and his men. Fitzroy, severely wounded, urges Six to hold without him, entrusting Claire to his care. With no other choice, Six and Claire soar into the nearby river to get away. Fitzroy, left behind, makes the final sacrifice. Using a grenade, he detonates an explosion, doing away with Lloyd and his men, buying Six and Claire some precious time. Just when they concept they have been safe, Lloyd, having miraculously survived the explosion, re-emerges on the scene. Simultaneously, Miranda finally ends up in a disagreement with Avik. Just as Avik is about to land a deadly blow, he surprises Miranda with the aid of turning in the pressure. He admits that Lloyd and his men lack honor and don't deserve the power. Lloyd manages to capture Claire, conserving her hostage and forcing Six to engage in a deadly fistfight. Realizing that he's losing, Lloyd motels to the use of a knife, stabbing Six multiple times. Despite his accidents, Six manages to overpower Lloyd. Suddenly, Suzanne enters the scene and shoots Lloyd. With him dead, she proposes a deal to Six. She tells him that Lloyd will be the scapegoat for all the wrongdoings, and all she wishes is a witness to corroborate her tale. If Six complies, Claire would be spared. Caught in a difficult scenario, he's left with a difficult preference to make. Upon noticing Six's dire situation, Suzanne right away guarantees he's taken to the medics. In the subsequent scene, we see Carmichael, Suzanne, and Miranda. being exonerated of all criminal prizes by way of the CIA's better government. This comes within the aftermath of Carmichael destroying the drive, thereby eradicating any incriminating proof towards them. Carmichael queries Suzanne about Six's location, to which she responds that Six is held in an excessive security vicinity. Suzanne plans on using him as a pawn, leveraging Claire's safety as a captive in Virginia. When Suzanne and Carmichael arrive at Six's location to negotiate new blackmail terms and situations, they are taken aback to find that Six has not handiest escaped the facility, however has additionally eliminated every protect on his manor out. Time is of the essence for Six, who without delay rushes to rescue Claire from Suzanne's men. In a scene filled with emotion, Six and Claire finally proportion a joyous reunion, lower back collectively at ultimate. Thank you for watching.